Welcome once again to Real People Talk. Folks, it's time to wake up. That's what we're going to discuss today. The fact that it's time to wake up. And what does that mean? 9/11 was a wake-up call. That woke a lot of people up. I believe that there are 6 billion Rip Van Winkles in this world. And if you don't remember Rip Van Winkle, look up one of your childhood books. It's a childhood story. But anyway, Rip Van Winkle slept for a long time and finally one day woke up after a long sleep. Americans, humans, are like that. 9/11 was a wake-up call. So, I believe there are 1 billion people out there who are ready to wake up. The other 5 billion, they like sleepwalking. They're not going to wake up. But anyway, are you one of the 1 billion that will wake up, that it's time to take responsibility for your life and not be talked into how to live and how to survive in this world, how to be happy? There's a word that I want you to think about. The word is responsibility. Now, that brings up a few perceptual filters for people, because what are we taught as children? We're taught that responsibility is not a good thing. Responsibility is something we put on the other guy. That's why we have attorneys, because it's somebody else's responsibility for the problems we find ourselves in today. Well, it's not true, folks. Nobody's responsible for you but yourself. You create your own reality every moment of every day. Responsibility. Think of it this way. Responsibility. What is your ability to respond? It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Your responsibility. How do you respond when you're challenged with someone else's opinion? What is your ability in how you respond? What is your responsibility in how you respond? It's only up to you. No one is in charge of your life except you. No one except you. So, we discussed original thought. Where does original thought come from? It comes from other places, not just... Do you think that Albert Einstein just went back in his brain and found that thought? We are deeper than that. We are deeper beings than just the thoughts. If we did that, we would plagiarize all of our lives, because where does original thought begin and plagiarism end? If you don't take the time to find your own original thought, you are plagiarizing. Every thought you think is plagiarized because it came from a teacher, it came from a book, it came from something, somewhere other than yourself. My point is for you to learn to take some time to be alone with yourself, to be alone with your thoughts. Create those new pathways in your brain. Think for yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do at all. But I promise you it is possible. And I promise you, through Real People Talk, we will find ways for you to touch that creative part of yourself. I want to discuss a couple sentences. I want to turn something around for you so that you can think of it from a different point of view. You have always been told that you will believe it when you see it, right? You'll believe it when you see it. Well, what if we turn that around and say, you will see it when you believe it? Think about the difference between those two statements. You will see it when you believe it. So what do you believe? What are your beliefs allowing you to perceive? And what are they keeping you from perceiving? Open up. Be awake. Be aware. Make conscious decisions. Don't go on sleepwalking. Life is a wonderful, wonderful experience. It truly is the most wonderful thing. to experience is a real, wide awake life. So let's do that together. Let's perceive life together. Let's find some new pathways in our brain. Let's find some new pathways for the synapse to fire. So, it's been real talking with you again. And if you would like to ask me questions, please feel free to email, and I'll be more than glad to tackle them in my next Real People Talk. So, as always, you can have a wonderful day if you choose to. Thank you, and good night.